Hey everybody, and welcome back to our daily crypto show here on the Kryptonite Show. Hope you guys are having a good time out there. Still a bit of volatility in the market, but we're going to be talking about all that today. We're going to kick it off with the stock market as usual. We're going to then look at crypto generally. We're going to zoom in on Bitcoin, and then of course look at some of the market reports happening at the moment around Trump, family, and Binance. That's a big one coming up, and of course also about some big long positions getting geared up for a big move in Bitcoin later on, maybe within a few months. So maybe 1 or 2 months actually. So we're going to be looking at that as well. We're then going to zoom on our title of a show, of course, which is the Pi Network. And of course, that recently launched, I think it was the 20th of February for mainnet. And of course, we've got Pi Day on coming up in about 9 hours time. 9 hours time. So the 14th of March there, Pi 3.14. And of course, that is coming up there. That project's been around for about 6 years. Pretty controversial project is Pi Network. We're going to talk about some of the pros and cons. And of course, we're also going to be talking about PiFest, which is going to be the open network there, businesses coming into the play. And of course, the KYC deadline for those that have been mining for years and years and years and years and years, it feels like that, then you need to get your KYC in. And that is what you need if you want to get your Pi tokens. And of course, that's also part of the controversy in the Pi network there, compared to especially DeFi, which is where we spend our time in, right? So it is pretty much like TradeFi on the blockchain, or at least in their private chains. But that is coming up as well. And then we're going to get into Pulse Chain. Richard Hart's got a few little sneaky little things out today, little blues clues maybe. So some cool comments from Richard Hart today. We're going to cover those. Pulse Chain markets, of course, we're going to get into all that, and Titanx as well. So we've got a nice little show full of packed little goodies today. So I hope you guys enjoy that too. We're going to check up on Vox and see how that's getting on another day in. And we'll probably look at Finvestor as well. So some of the two top performers out at the moment. So we'll see how they're performing as well. Yeah, it's going to be a fun show. Let's say hello to a few people, though, before we get into it. We've got a couple of people in the chat already. And if you haven't subscribed, smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell for future videos, and share the channel around. We're streaming on 3 YouTube channels. In fact, this is now, I just forgot, this is probably going to be loaded up to Rumble today because I've connected up Rumble. So yeah, we've got 200 subscribers over there, and I haven't put a feed on there for over a year because of the YouTube, shutting down Rumble back in the day because they're anti-free speech. And of course, so let's see what happens on Rumble. So if you're over on Rumble, give us a follow, the Kryptonite Show. And we're already kicking off with 200 followers over there, and we're going to grow that as well. So this kind of show is perfect for Rumble. So let's see what happens over there. Huge following too. So we're only looking to expand and get bigger here on the Kryptonite Show, and your host Superman is in the house. So pretty cool. In fact, I think I'm going for a haircut today. My hair's getting so damn long. And I noticed I'm starting to look like Adolf Hitler at the moment. So it's supposed to look like Superman. So I might have to get a haircut today. I just realized looking in the screen there, it's looking like, oh, I've had a little moustache. Oh, man, what? Anyway, I might get banned off YouTube as well. Although, the Democrats all Nazis and I don't get banned. So we're probably all right. So anyway, let's move on and get into some of these comments before I get myself thrown off the live stream. But we've got some exciting things happening. And if we haven't joined our Discord, actually, join the Discord. The link is in the video description. I really encourage you to get in there. Only $12.50 a month for super good value. You got great people, and you could add your flavor to the community. And of course, we're talking about crypto and politics and everything else. It really is a great place to be. Get in there as well. And if you want to join our strategy club, that's only $35 a month. Very good value there. Constant intel flying in there. Already updated about Pi Network last night on there. And of course, we've got a brand new course which I've soft launched yesterday. And it's a crypto course for beginners. 15 videos going from beginners, intermediate to advanced. So check out what's on offer. We've got 4 product offers now on the Crypto Show store. They're on Whoop, so check it out today. Really is good stuff here. What a big intro it's been today. 4 minutes already. We've got Brian in the house, our community leader. Big shout out to you, Brian. I always appreciate what you do. And his sidekick, Hexhog, in the house. Woohoo! Always excited. I love that. And we've got Wookie in the house as well. Wookie is the way. And Wookie's one of our great moderators who's actually just gone up to become a community leader as well. And we appreciate everything that Wookie does. Just, great people coming into our Discord. That's such a wonderful thing. And, you guys out there should consider joining and becoming part of our community. It really is a very safe and supportive environment. And we talk about all the cryptos. We've seen everything happen on the markets in real time. We're sitting there watching, and we're talking about it, strategizing about crypto, and talking about politics, economics, society, sports, you name it. We have a good time in there. So get in there, folks. Discord links in the video description. What else did we got? We got the firefighting Marine, the fighting Marine, I should say, buying Tesla here. Well, Tesla's very discounted. Definitely an opportunity there to buy Tesla. We got Crypto Dan. How is it going, guys? Hey, Crypto Dan, always a pleasure to see you. And a big shout out. It's been a little while, is it? I can't remember now. It was the last time I saw you, but cool to see you. We got media player announced with Vox. Yeah, Vox is out. So we will do an update on Vox today. And also VBurn launched last night, right? We saw that live, exactly live at the moment. I was actually sitting with MV watching that, and it happened to refresh live. And a big shout out to MV for that. But it was real time. So pretty crazy, right? Pretty crazy. We see good stuff in the Discord. I really do encourage you to join. We have seen it all, particularly around Polestar, which we follow a lot, mostly. Obviously, Titanx as well. But obviously crypto generally, because we're following the whole stuff. So get in there, folks. It is a great place to be. If you got some bit of spare time, come in and spend some time there. Eddie in the house says, shake out Blood Moon, and when the Bulls are back with a vengeance. Woohoo, says Eddie. Absolutely. Now, Crypto Dan says, get the lip mustache before you get your haircut. Yeah, that'd be funny. That'd be so funny. Yeah, maybe darken my hair a bit too, get the dark look. And maybe I could go and audition for a World War II film. I could do that too, all at the same day. Who knows? Who knows my luck? Could go to the local drama school and jump on there and do that. What else there? We got Brian says, I don't see the live stream on Rumble Boss. No, it's not live. It's going to be delayed. Now, I can do it live, but it means I have to set it up live, Brian. And at the moment, I'm just going to feed it through, which will probably be delayed. I don't know how many, maybe a couple hours before it gets uploaded as a video. So I'll see how that goes. I'm just doing it the easy way at the moment, Brian, and then I might actually set it up, when I got a bit more time. But I've been pretty busy this morning. But we'll see how it auto feeds. It's supposed to be on an auto feed, but good observation there. What else there? Yeah, there is the Strategy Club. If you want to use Wookie's link there to join up today, really encourage that. We've got 4 product offerings now on the Kryptonite show. All right, we're 7.5 minutes into it. Let's get into it and kick off with the stock market. So we've got the S&P 500 slumps into correction territory on trade war fears. So obviously we mostly cover crypto, but of course generally as a more broader coverage we're doing, we always do stock market so that we don't get surprises from the broader market, right? So the S&P 500 slumps into correction territory on trade war fears. Obviously, that's still in play, particularly around the Canada tariffs there. And of course, Trump keeps pushing Canada to be the 51st state of America. And of course, he's still progressing the Greenland deal, which is actually looking pretty promising, to be honest. So, the United States might be even more united and be a bigger empire. And the reasons why he's doing the Greenland thing is because the Chinese and the Russians are routing ships up near the Arctic, right? And of course, there's all those huge resources up in Greenland, Alaska. Of course, there's American already. You got Anwar up there, right? Maybe as big as Saudi. And then, of course, you got all the resources up there, potentially in Arctic as well. And things can change pretty quickly. At the moment, we've still got this, rules-based order. But that's really only backed by, the United States, if you think about it. If the United States wasn't there, then we would have that would fall away, and then basically, might and power would rule the world, right? So either China and Russia would start fighting it out in different places and other countries as well, not just them. And you'd probably see even rogue states like North Korea, maybe even try something. Who knows? But they're a little trapped there. But you never know, do you? You never know. Anyway, getting back to the tab there, we've got S&P 500. Dow Jones, down 1.3%, 536 points to 40,800. We've got the S&P 500 down 1.4%, 78 points to 5,500, and the Nasdaq there down 2%, 345 points down to 17,300. And that's where we are today. Now, today, of course, I posted the video of Donald Trump meeting the new NATO leader, the former president of the Netherlands, Prime Minister of the Netherlands, who gets on very well, and he won his nomination. So that bodes well for those thinking that he was going to back out of NATO, that he's actually going to keep up with NATO. So pretty good move there. You got to remember, America it could exit NATO, but NATO actually does add additional influence to keep the world order, the world rule-based order. So, I think that's kind of where Trump is heading now. He just wants the right leadership to run it and it to be funded properly. So I think that's where it's probably going to land. Now, we did have some other stuff here in the commodities. Let's have a look at that. West Texas is at $67. Brent oil is at $70. Bit of mixed results there. And gold is at almost $3,000. In fact, are we seeing gold make a record here in real time? Let's have a look at this. We've got gold here. Oh my gosh. Right now, folks, we are witnessing history right as we're doing this live stream. Can you believe it? Right now, history is in the making. We have gold at $2,999.27. It's up 0.25%, up $8. That's crazy. People have talked about 3,000 gold for a long time, and we're watching it live happen here. That's crazy stuff, folks. That was crazy. Let's look at the last month. I've got the all-time high there. Look at that. That is the all-time. We go max chart. Max chart goes all the way back here to 1975. Let us know in the chat there if you're born in 1975. But there it is. And look at that. So back in 1975, gold was $178 an ounce. Now it is almost $3,000. And you can see that in the chart there. Look at that. Wow. The previous rally we got up to was in 2012. We got up to about $700. Do you remember that? And people thought, oh, yeah, it could get to 2,000. Didn't make 2,000. Came all the way back down to 1,140. And now it's pushing up towards $3,000. In fact, I mean, we're at 2,999. We're basically at 3,000. That is crazy stuff right there. Wow. And we knew that it was wanting to go there, but that is crazy. So history in the making, folks. You saw it here on the Kryptonite show. That is crazy stuff. Silver is also rallying there. For those who are holding bars of silver, that is huge for you. $34.50, and that is up 0.6%, 21 cents. We're expecting silver to do pretty well and pretty crazy stuff. So, and we saw that Morgan Stanley yesterday said that we've got like a 40% chance of recession. That was up from 30%, and largely related to Trump's tariff negotiation, things like that. But that if that does happen, then we're going to be talking about that a bit later. But that would, maybe we'll get a monetary supply expansion to lift the economy as well. And so, therefore, that's going to flood into risky assets like arguably silver to some degree. I mean, it's more of a safe haven, but they sort of ebbs and they benefit from both sides. And of course, crypto, of course, will benefit big time, right? So there's some big positivity happening there. All right, so let's get into some of the stuff there. We saw the US producer prices. So these are the wholesale prices. We saw the CPI on Wednesday, which is the retail. So the US producer price interest rose at a slower rate than anticipated on an annualized rate in February. So that's good news as well. More deflationary kind of pressure, which is a measure of which is a measure that was unexpectedly changed month on month, according to data that will likely factor into how the Federal Reserve views inflation during a time of increased uncertainty around Donald Trump's trade policy. The report is set to following data on Wednesday, showing the consumer prices increased at a slower rate as well. So the final comment here is a cooling PPI, Producers Price Index, on the heels of yesterday's cooler than expected CPI is a vast improvement. So good movement here on the inflation. That bodes well for interest rate cuts. And like I say, if we do get into some sort of recessionary period, we could have monetary expansion as well. We'll get the best of both worlds. Could be awesome, right? Could be awesome there for risky assets like crypto. Still, while a welcome directional adjustment after several months of accelerating price pressures, Stifel said, and of course it does little to instill confidence of a sustained disinflationary trend. Of course, that is the worry, particularly as some of the larger monthly gains in the report suggest some further price pressures to come, particularly in the next month's PCE report. So, and we also know PCE there being the other retail metric. So we've got CPI and PCE, and that's the one that the Fed really, really cares about the most because it's a broader measure of inflation that retail faces there. So Trump's fresh tariffs, of course, salvo deepens with the trade wars. And, of course, he isn't willing to back away from his plans to increase global reciprocal tariffs on April 2nd. I didn't expect to see that happen either, so that's fine. The update comes on the heels of President's threat to place 200% tariffs on alcohol imports from the European Union. And I think the European Union is one of his best targets for this because that's the reason why they have tariffs and non-tariff barriers is to keep the big trade war up. so they can, do their own manufacturing. So really, Trump is taking them to task for that. So Trump is actually the one that's really moving towards free trade, and this is probably a good thing if you see free trade as more beneficial overall, which I do. And so that's pretty cool. Response to the bloc rolling out retaliatory countermeasures against the steel and aluminium levies. And we know that it's not just about trade, it's also about manufacturing, and it's also about security. The Americans need to have aluminium and steel so they can build all their ships, build all their buildings, and that is part of the big golden era coming up for Trump and the United States. So it's pretty huge there. The next twist is the ongoing tariffs could come Thursday when the Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, and the U.S. Trade Representatives James Geer are expected to meet with Doug Ford, the Premier of Canada, province of Ontario. Ford has said that the three will discuss renewal of U.S. state Mexico-Canada trade agreement, and of course, which Trump signed in his first term in office. And of course, this is pretty exciting development. It's been a few years since then. It's time to probably renegotiate. The gathering will come with the U.S. allowed expanded and sweeping 25% levies on steel and aluminum to come into effect on Wednesday. And I don't think those are really going to go away. Be very surprised about that, unless, of course, Canada becomes the 51st state of America. Maybe that's possible. And of course, earlier this week, Ford became the target of Trump's ear, or eye, as it say, after he said he would place a 25% surcharge on electricity exported from Ontario to US. Now that's actually that's an essential service. That's a different kind of thing. And so there's a bit of a threat there. However, following discussions with Lutnick and a threat from Trump to double the Canadian steel and aluminium tariffs to 50%, Ford temporarily suspended the tax. Yeah, I think the electricity there was probably going a bit low there as well. So those are some of the things that have been happening today. And of course, as you guys know, posted a video there with Trump and the White House. Let's have a look see where the federal rate monitor is on the interest rate expectations for March, which is coming up in only a few days' time. So let's see if that can come up there as well. Hopefully it's going to render. Looks like it's thinking about it. 1, 2, 3. 5 days and 18 hours to go until the Fed rate meeting on the 19th, and we're expecting a 98% of no change. And of course, March there, 68% expecting no change as well. So we've got 2/3 of the market in March, so no change there. And we've got it's not until June that we're getting the market expects a 25 basis point rate cut. So don't really expect to see rate cuts in the next two, until June. That's kind of the idea. All right, so let's move to crypto. Let's see if we've got any more comments, though, in the chat. Who else has jumped in here? Let's see what other comments we got. Wookie says, Wookie can cut my hair. I don't know if that's a good idea, Wookie. I don't know. You've still got, have you ever cut your hair? I don't think you've ever cut your hair. Hence the Wookie. Brian says, I know somebody in here that was born in 1975. Very cool. I wonder who that was. Now we're jumping. We've got any more comments there? Brian says Trump put him in his place right quick. Yeah. Well, it is an essential service, so it's a little bit dangerous, right? Putting taxes on Americans' electricity there. That would be considered, because people, there's old people in the houses and it's winter, right? So the people die. People die with they don't have electricity. They can't afford it. They don't pay it. We see this time and time again. So not a smart idea. He should have probably thought that through. Probably thought it was pretty carnivorous, right, doing electricity. But I think he definitely overshot himself there. All right, so let's have a look at the crypto. We got Bitcoin down 2.7% today. So it's really been volatile. We're going to see that in the Bitcoin chart. And we're at $81,345, down 2.71%. Bitcoin dominance has dropped just a little bit. Remember, we had reached 60% yesterday. We're at 59.6% today. Ethereum there is down 1.75% at $1,870. It's a bit weird seeing ETH back down to the 2,000, isn't it? A bit weird, but it is. And we got BNB is down 1.2% at $578. Solana down 1.6% at $123. ADA down 3.5% at 70 cents. And we've got Tron down, or actually up a third of a percent at 22.4 cents. XRP up 1.7% at $2.26. Which looks like XLM doing pretty well there, up 6% at 24.5 cents. And then we've got Litecoin as well, down 3.6%. And SU there down 4%. So those are our leaders at the moment. And of course, you can see we're going to be talking about Pi Network today. That is down 5.7% today, but it's at $1.65. And only just really launched on the 20th of February. And it's done very well. So we're going to look at that too. That's coming up next. All right, something different. Something different. Pi Network. We haven't really talked about that at all. Maybe I've made slight comments in the past, but yeah, it's sort of been sitting in the background there. All right, so this is Bitcoin on Coinbase. We've got the convergence, right? We don't want this to happen, but we'll see. We'll see. If it is, I think it's going to be short-lived because I'm expecting some pretty awesome things moving forward for crypto. At the moment, of course, we've got the EMA 200 at 85,600. That's the blue line. That's the 200-day rolling average. And then we've got the 50-day rolling average and a yellow there. That is in $91,438. Now, if you do the beginners crypto course that I've just released yesterday on Whoop platform on the Crypto Night store, then you will see these two lines in that in one of those lessons there. Under TA, technical analysis. So definitely check that out if you want to check that. It's a great introduction to TA or technical analysis and the importance of these. Now, obviously, if the yellow line crosses below the blue line there, it's what they call a death cross. And at the moment, we're in a golden cross. And we hopefully will avert a death cross because we did back here, the 15th September. Look at that. We touched it. We didn't even we just almost touched it. And we averted a death cross and we had a golden cross and away we went. So are we going to get another one of those? Because we could do under the right circumstances. So there's a lot of bullish catalysts for that. So we shall see. We have my support line is at 72,500. The lowest so far we've got to is 76,700, and that was about 3 days ago back here on the 11th. So that's my support line, and then of course we have other analysts, and one of our community members said 62.63, which is down here. So that is the worst sort of case scenario that most people have been talking about. So we shall see where we are, but we're still holding over 80K for Bitcoin, which is not too bad. Remember, if we go back further here, I'm going to get rid of these overlays because they're a little bit busy. But let's go to the weekly candles so that I can condense this chart a little bit here. And let's see here. This is the weekly channel. Now, this is our last bull market, right? So this is November 21. We had a double top, remember? Richard Hart calls it the Judas candle, right? The Judas candle, which I always find funny. So, yeah, the double top here. We had the first top here in April 21 and then November 21 as well. And it was a glorious time, right? Because look at that big bull market up there. That's beautiful. That's what we're all looking for, right? We're looking for that. That is coming. That is coming, in my opinion. So, I think we're going to get that potentially within the 2 or 3 months. We're going to be getting that. So we're going to get this sort of stuff here. This stuff here is coming, and it could be earlier. I mean, it's been really hard to predict lately because Trump sort of shake things up. We know he's shaking things up for the long term good, but in the short term, it's not much fun, is it? We've got the upside, and we're looking forward to that. So I think definitely by maybe June or something like that, we could see that rally. And of course, we did see that we're probably going to have an interest rate cut by June as well. We might get some if we do get negative GDP numbers, then we might start getting some monetary expansion as well, and then we may go up into the right. So we'll keep a lookout for those clues. On top of that, of course, we've got the Trump Foundation doing a lot of stuff, and of course, Liberty. So we'll be looking out for all that, and we've got a lot of positioning being made at the moment in the longs position. So we're going to talk about that too. So let's see where we go here. So on the weekly, we're still in this golden cross as well on the weekly time frame. So it's going up pretty well, right? So the long time frame is going to looking pretty good. So let's see where we get to there. Now, in terms of the current March, we're down negative 4.76% on the returns of Bitcoin, 17.4% in February. Remember, February was typically a green month, not this time. And March has typically been green the last 4 months, and we've still got a bit of time there, haven't we? Still got another 16, 17 days. So yeah, let's see how we get on. That is where we are there. And of course, the ETFs flows have all been pretty negative, of course, with the ETFs getting out, corporate money, institutional money getting out. But that has definitely calmed down a little bit here, as you can see. So we'll see how that tracks and see if we can get some green some green inflows into Bitcoin. But so far, yesterday was hardly nothing, or the day before, we were like out $371 million. At the moment, we're down about $73 million on the ETFs. But we'll keep a lookout for that. We've got some good news. So that's all the news that we've got there. But we do have some good news. And that is Trump's family may invest in crypto giant Binance as founder seeks a pardon. What's going on here? What is this? This is a quid pro quo. The quid pro quo. We got Trump family may invest in crypto giant Binance as founder seeks pardon. If Trump becomes a Binance investor, he could also be a business partner with UAE's royal family. So that's a kind of it's all indirectly, right? Because Trump's got ring fenced. This is all ring fenced. And so, yeah, the Trump family has allegedly been discussing a possible investment in the crypto exchange Binance, a deal that, especially in light of Binance multi-billion-dollar valuation, would raise a host of conflict of interest questions. Of course, he is pretty ring-fenced. This is kids really doing the stuff, right? For the most part. So we'll see how they go. Discussions were first revealed by the Wall Street Journal on Thursday, which also reported that Binance founder CZ, let's call it, is simultaneously seeking a presidential pardon after pleading guilty in 2023 to violating anti-money laundering laws. I don't know what you guys think about that. I think definitely some of them deserve to get off. Some of them do not deserve to get off. Maybe after a little bit of time, but let us know on the thoughts there. He's definitely been wielding a lot of power in crypto, hasn't he, CZ? Yeah, you let us know in the chat there what you think. Zhao disputed the journal's reporting, posting on X Thursday that the paper got the facts wrong and that he had no discussions of the Binance deal with, anybody. So there, maybe this is a non-story, right? This is from the Wall Street, so maybe there's another non-story from there. But hey, we're just highlighting it because we do know that the Trump founder, Liberty in particular, is doing a lot of activities on top of the ethical issues raised by the possible entanglement there. So that was kind of the play there at the moment. So yeah, interesting. We'll see where this all leads, but that is the full story there if you want to look at that. And of course, maybe just another fake news, but that is worthy of picking up, right? Because if that was any closer to true, that could be pretty amazing for the markets, I would say. Although cause a lot of conflict of interest issues there potentially. Although Trump will be ring fenced from all this stuff. It's we know his kids are doing a lot of stuff around that. So Eric and others. So we shall see where that all heads. All right, let's jump into the next story, though. The next story is pretty bullish. Crypto regulation shifts as Bitcoin eyes $105,000 amid liquidity boost. Bitcoin price faces pressure, but macro trends and regulatory shifts could drive further growth in the Bitcoin poised to reach a six-figure again. And of course, this is the bullish scenario that we've been talking about. And I've covered those bullish price forecasts like Tom Lee and others. We're talking about going to 150 up to even $500,000 of Bitcoin. And we know that to get towards gold, that's about $1 billion from here, right? So it's $1 million Bitcoin from here to get to gold market cap, which is just going up all the time, right? We just saw a gold hit $3,000 basically. So Bitcoin has risen 8% from its March low, 11th low of 76,000, driven in large part by investors aggressively buying the dip with leverage. Margin longs on Bitfinex surged to their highest level since November, adding 13,800 Bitcoin over 17 days, currently standing at 5.7 billion. This bullish leverage positioning signals confidence in Bitcoin's upside potential despite recent price weakness. So, it's not all doom and gloom out there, folks. The big players are making moves for a long position. But we have seen, obviously, up to this point, a lot of long positions get wrecked for the most part. But there are new positions being made, and they are bullish. So there we go. Some analysts argue that Bitcoin's price is closely linked to the global monetary base, and there are people that hold that pretty well. They track the M2, meaning it tends to rise as central banks inject liquidity. And of course, we talked about that yesterday with Morgan Stanley, talking about a 40% chance of recession. That's two quarters of negative GDP growth in a row. So we'll see if we go through that, and that would potentially force the bank to start printing money, as well as obviously lowering interest rates if inflation is subdued, which it tending to at the moment. With recession risks mounting, the likelihood of expansionary monetary policies increasing the monetary supply grows. If this correlation holds, Bitfinex Wales could be well positioned to capitalize on a rally above 105K in the next 2 months. So if you wanted some good news, here is the good news, and that's why we're covering this story. And of course, we've got here Chicken Genius in the house. He says, during a correlation analysis with the help of Claude 3.7, everyone loves these AI tools these days, global M2 to price of Bitcoin today is the bottom. Uploaded data sets of M2 money supply in Bitcoin. An hour of guidance got the results, and you can see that in the chart. There's overlaid the Bitcoin price, which is in the background there, with the yellow line, which is the global M2 monetary supply, and looking forward to that being expanded to the upside, and of course Bitcoin would follow. The optimal lag period is 57 days with a correlation coefficient of 0.82, so it's pretty decent. The 57-day optimal lag provides important insights for understanding how monetary policy changes may influence cryptocurrency markets with a 2-month delayed effect. So that would push us up to the right up towards that $105,000, $108,000 mark. That's the projection there with that 57-day lag. Plotted the graph of trading view for visual representation. So there's some food for thought there. So we'll see how that plays out. I kind of feel like it's going to do that. And like I said, I think we're almost through the worst of it. I won't quite say it yet because, you never know, but we're probably been pretty close. So the next 2 or 3 months, we could see that move towards that big rally, laying the foundation for some of these big price calls for 2025. For instance, X user, we talked about that already, so not bad. Bitfinex whales go long on Bitcoin as M2 bottoms in early September 2024. Bitfinex margin traders added 7,800 Bitcoin in long positions, coinciding with a period of bearish momentum as Bitcoin struggled to reclaim the 50,000 level for over 3 months. Despite the downturn, Bitfinex whales held their positions. The Bitcoin price surged past 75K. Less than 2 months later, notably, the global M2 money supply bottomed out. Around the same time, these traders increased their Bitcoin exposure, further reinforcing the correlation. It may be possible to establish a direct cause and effect relationship between monetary supply and investors' willingness to accumulate Bitcoin, especially given the influence of major events during these periods. For example, Donald Trump's election as US president in November 24 significantly fueled Bitcoin's rally due to the new administration's pro-crypto stance, regardless of global M2 trends and liquidity conditions. So not too bad there. And of course, you can see the ETF flows that we've just talked about earlier. Similarly, Michael Saylor's latest plan to raise up to $21 billion, which we talked about the other day, and fresh capital for strategy to acquire more Bitcoin could shift market dynamics as well, even accounting for $4.1 billion of net outflows from Bitcoin spot traded exchange funds, which we can see in that top image there, and we talked about earlier. The one thing that's not on here, of course, we've been talking about is the US states are all rushing to their bills through so they can invest in Bitcoin following the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve and the altcoin stockpile that is going to be set up as well. And of course, that will follow the audit that's going to be made on the US holdings, right, which they've pretty much taken off people. So Strategy remains the largest corporate Bitcoin holder with 500,000 Bitcoin, basically. Isn't that crazy? Acquiring, remember, there's only 19.8 million in supply with 21 million the max supply. The last bit of Bitcoin coming out in 2141. It's crazy, right? So 500,000 Bitcoin is a ton of it. Man, it's a winning move, isn't it? Acquired at a total cost of $33 billion, reinforcing its long-term bullish strategy. And of course, on top of that, we've got the expansion of global monetary supply. We could see that would be also the clear regulation from the Trump administration, right? So the market's impact of a more crypto-friendly US government has yet to yield concrete benefits, but I think it's going to increasingly do so. I think we've got more policy and regulations coming out. The Office of Controller of the Currency, the OCC, has not yet clarified whether banks can custodial digital assets and, of course, manage stablecoins without prior approval. Similarly, acting SEC chairman Mark Ueda there announced plans to remove crypto-specific provisions from a proposed rule that would expand exchange definitions. The SEC is currently reviewing requests from spot Bitcoin ETF issuers to permit in-kind creations. That's something that we haven't seen really much of. And, of course, the SEC was kind of frowning upon that, and redemptions as well. And, of course, allowing shares to be exchanged directly for Bitcoin instead of using traditional cash-based methods. So that has been an issue that we talked about last year when the ETFs were first setting up there. There was one application, but that got pushed back, didn't it? Meanwhile, global macro conditions have deteriorated, putting pressure on Bitcoin's price. However, these same factors gradually push governments towards economic stimulus measures and expanded M2. This trend continues. It should ultimately create conditions of Bitcoin's price to meet Papa Chicken's there 105K prediction by May 2025 and possibly go higher. So there's some good news for everybody. Do you like that good news? I think that's good news because it's been pretty ruthless the last few weeks there. All right, so that is where we're there at the moment. Now that's going to lead us into the title of our video, which is the Pi Network. We're covering that. It's our focus today. And we're going to be covering Pi Day, the open network there, PiFest, and KYC deadline is about 8 hours away. So it's all happening for the Pi Network. Absolutely happening there. Let's see here. We got Brian says the community would have affected my electric bill in upstate. Would have, yeah. That's crazy that you would have been personally affected by that policy. Isn't that crazy? It's Canadian, eh? It's Canadian. We love you, Canadians. Vote for Pierre Polyev. Get rid of was it Carney and Carney was a banker in London. I think the central banker reserve there, and he just came over. He hadn't even lived in Canada. Comes over for a few weeks, all set up by the globalists and Trudeau. and takes over there. And so hopefully Polyev, who's been doing very well in the polls, will win. He's not a mega guy, but maybe he's a Canadian mega. I don't know. We got Valiant in house there. I call him a moderate conservative at best. He's not a conservative, Pierre, but a moderate. He tries to cross the center line a lot. He's pretty good. He's pretty good. I would say he's probably arguably the smartest politician out there that I've seen. But his policy position's not quite as conservative as I would like, but he's pretty good. Valiant says, greetings. It is really a good idea to invite all the soy drinkers in Canada to join the US. They will mostly likely vote for demon rats. Yeah. Well, there's a bit of that because of Trudeau. Trudeau's done that to Canada, right? Trudeau's really destroyed traditional Canada, and it's got a lot of issues there. We're not going to go through all that today, but definitely had some issues, some major issues from Trudeau. Trudeau did it all. This is what the globalists do. They're doing it in our country now. They just started doing it in the last 2 years to our country in particular. Like they've been doing it for a couple of decades, but they've really ramped it up the last maybe 2 years in particular, and the last 10 years for sure. That's what happens when you get Marxists and globalists. They destroy the West and they create some ugly society. We had utopia already down here in New Zealand. We had utopia, and now it's becoming trash. We're getting all the old world problems into our country, and we were living the dream. So we're going backwards real fast. We got Rasaya in house there. Good to see you, Rasaya. Big thumbs up there. Welcome to the chat as well. Don't forget to subscribe, smash the like button, hit the bell as well. And so let's get into the Pi network. So we haven't really covered this topic on here, but let's see. It's finally getting some milestones. So here we are on CoinGecko, and you can see we've got trending there. We've got Pi network at number 2 trending there, even though the price is down 7.8% today at $1.64. This just launched from mainnet, right? This has been around for about 6 years. You basically download the Pi network app on your phone. It's pretty controversial from a crypto point of view. So from our point of view, pretty controversial because of the KYC process. It is pretty brutal. And they are basically, people criticize it for the information download. They're after your IDs, they're after your social media, they're after your facial profile. This thing is like a root canal, really. It's these guys are, you just hope that they got the right intentions. It's really is a TradeFi project on the blockchain. They're trying to match all the regulations, of course, but it's not real crypto in my view. Real crypto for me is DeFi crypto. That's real crypto. Yeah, we've got centralized exchanges and stuff like that. It's kind of a intermediate step between TradeFi and getting onto DeFi. It's kind of that bridge there for mass adoption. It's kind of a unnecessary evil at the moment as people get more educated around DeFi and as DeFi develops further. And of course, we know DeFi has developed a lot these days. And of course, the multi-chain, omni-chain world is really the future of crypto and blockchains. But Pi network. So we'll just call Pi network just one of those TradeFis there. You can decide what you think about it. But the KYC is pretty brutal. It has had a lot of problems technically as well as, of course, ethically. Who knows what these PhD grads at the university that are running it are going to do with that, right? So we shall see. So Pi network there is got Pi Day today coming up in about 8 hours. And it is the deadline for KYC people. So what they call people that mine, they call them pioneers. It's kind of the entry level there, and people have to get their KYC done to get be able to get their tokens transferred to mainnet. Now, I think that people will have different timers for some of their Pi that they've mined, particularly within their teams. You mine inside a team, and you can onboard people like referrals, and it increases your mining rate. That's sort of the idea. So there it is. But a lot of people won't get the mining because a lot of people have forgotten about it, right? It's been 6 years. A lot of people, especially early people, maybe there's only maybe 20% of people still kind of around, maybe. And so, there's going to be a little bit of a jump towards this last couple of hours. It is pretty crazy. So that's sort of a little bit of a background. They're building out obviously a big corporate network, big business network. They want to be highly regulated, of course, matching that. So they're trying to go for the TradeFi market, really on a network, crypto network. So we'll see where it lands. And of course, what they launched on the 20th of February finally got to mainnet. And here we are after 6 years. It's crazy time, isn't it? You think about 2019. and they've come on to CoinGecko at number 12 here, pretty much. I mean, they didn't quite start there, but they're now the 12th biggest crypto on CoinGecko and on CoinMarketCap. They're also there too. It took a while because CoinMarketCap has a few more requirements, like supply numbers and other things, but they are sitting there now. So we've got Pi Network there, and the market cap 11.6 billion, and it's only been around since on mainnet since the 20th. So you're talking about a month now, right? A month, and yeah, the price is down a little bit today, but it's come in at number 12. That's pretty remarkable, right? So pretty big there. And of course, Pi Day is coming up, and Pi Day is only 8 hours away. And of course, pi, if you guys know, mathematical number 3.14. They don't really know the end of it, right? I think one of the best reciters of the numbers has been like 30,000 numbers, so they count them out and they for the Guinness Book Records. But really doesn't seem to have an end number, at least at this stage. I doubt that it's ever going to probably find one, but we've got supercomputers coming. We'll see, and of course the quantum computers as well. We saw China today apparently launch some supercomputer that's like 1,000,000 times better than one of the top universities Google's supercomputer. If that's true or not, I do not know. Typically they have to test them via different applications to see whether they're actually better. I'm still critical whether quantum computers actually exist, because we've seen a lot of research papers do a lot of tests on them and show that they're actually not much better than binary computers. So we'll see. We'll see where that's based. I think it's still pretty early there. Of course, if you guys know string theory and quantum theories, they talk about that these quantum computers are computing on the multiverse stage, but that's just theoretical. So yeah, we'll see where it all lands in the future. But certainly a fun topic to go through. So at the moment, Pi Network there. So at number 12, market cap 11.6 billion. Let's have a look at some of the key metrics. Since that's the one we're focused on at the moment, $1.64, pretty good value. People don't know whether it was going to be worth a couple of cents or whether it was going to be worth $100, and pretty crazy stuff. Now, before the 20th of February, it had been trading as IOUs on some markets. So when you look at the chart, you're going to be a bit careful, particularly I think the CoinMarketCap chart. I think the CoinMarketCap chart has the long-term view. We got IOUs. I think it's not CoinGecko, but CoinMarketCap. I don't know if they've still got them on there, but you might have seen prices like $107 and stuff like that. This is IOUs. And so people are going to be, I don't know how many people actually met those IOUs. Maybe some people did. But yeah, it's IOU trading. It's a bit risky, crappy stuff, isn't it? You got to like swap your wallet over or something. I don't know how they do it, but that's kind of the idea. Anyway, it looks like we kicked it off here on the 20th of February at $1.84. It had a nice little start, got sold off all the way down to about 67 cents. People probably wondering what's going on there. Now, this is a different makeup, right? Because there are big US influencers that got on early on Pi Network. They got like tens of thousands of referrals, all mining in their mining app. So there's some big ones here. But this is spread worldwide, right? We've got people all over the world, India, Indonesia. I mean, these people are all mining it. They've got multiple phones, multiple profiles. This has got a big wide audience, right? There's been 100 million downloads of the app. I mean, this is a pretty big thing. I think there's like 4 million following the Pi Network X. So there's a lot of big numbers in this game, right? So it really has reached that global thing. It's a little scary if you think about it. We're trying to expand real crypto, which is DeFi, and you got these sort of TradFi master cryptos like Pi Network with ridiculous KYC requirements. Basically coming in at number 12. So the world's a little bit unfair, but just the market's just not there yet, right? The people just and there's a greed factor in this, right? A greed factor. I mine this on my phone. Is it going to be worth a lot of money? And if you're around the world, then think it's a big deal, right? Make you rich, right? Especially if you're in a developing country or poor country or whatever. So it is quite a game changer there. Anyway, this rallied up all the way up back here into the 27th of February, which is about a week later, to $2.91. And of course, that was possibly some big players coming in to actually mine this and then put it into the booster. So if you put them in mining booster, you get big booster numbers. So there's a reason to do it. The longer you mine, you get some pretty couple 100% boosters there as well. So pretty important there. So there's a lot of reasons for people to do that. And then of course got sold off from the 27th all the way down. Got down to the 10th of March at $1.27. Recent high there on the 13th was $1.78, and now is currently at $1.64. So still doing pretty good. But Pi Day is coming up in 8 hours. The KYC deadline is out. And here's the really interesting thing, right? Circulating supply is only 7 billion at the moment. Max supply is 100 billion. I don't think it's even going to get ever close to that, because people that are mining in teams, then that most of them have never forgotten about it, right? And they're going to miss KYC day. There is an extension time frame, which they can wait, which is like 200 days from now or something. It's quite a bit of time away. It depends on your time frame, I think, but that is miles away. So at the short term, this could be a great pumpermental for Pi Network, with only a fraction of the coins coming out, and a lot of the coins may never come out, right? So this is very, very positive here. So market cap 11.6 billion, pretty crazy stuff, right? So that's kind of where we are at the moment. Now I'll post this link in the chat there if you guys want to check it out. And let's have a look here. We got Valiance in house says, thanks, but no pie for me. Got to watch my weight while swimming in the blue ocean of Pulse Chain. Nice one there, Valiant. I see what you did there. We got the Kryptonite shows posting there, the CoinGecko, that if you want to check out Pi Network in details, but we're going to keep going through it. Here we are, 45 minutes on the hour, so we're doing pretty good time. And it's pretty crazy. So the roadmap, so you can check out the website. The website here is the first digital currency you can mine on your phone. Well, I don't know if that was true, because Electronium was out, I'm pretty sure, around the same time, if not slightly earlier. Electronium, of course, has really failed. And of course, the CEO there in the UK, I think the market cap's about $35 million of Electronium. I'm pretty sure it came out before Pi Network with the digital mining, pretty sure of it. Pretty crazy stuff there. Mining crypto is hard, investing in crypto is easy. Risky. Too many of us left out. Now, I'm pretty critical of the approach, this high regulated KYC, because DeFi is really pure crypto. You are in control of your own bank. Get rid of the bankers, right? Get rid of the control as well. Now, the big thing that's happening, as I understand it, is that they have, I don't know whether they removed it on the 20th or they're removing it tomorrow, but they will be removing their firewall, which will mean that it will open up their network to multiple networks and connectivity. And of course, I do believe the PiFest, which is opening up in about eight hours or so, is a lot of the business side of the businesses coming on, being able to sell and stuff like that. So I think that's what's going on here on the Pi network. Now they got the Pi nodes. People can also get additional Pi tokens through node operating a node that supports the network as well. They got the roadmap down there also, which is pretty big. Why build on Pi, of course. They got KYB, I should say, for businesses. So know your business, verify business. So that's a big part. I think it's coming up with this open network PiFest. So it's a big milestone coming up on Pi Day, which is only in about 8 hours' time. Of course, that the 14th of March is 3.14, right? The mathematical number. Pretty important there. You can partner with Pi as well. They got a bit of about us, of course. 60 million engaged members. So if you're wondering why it's such a big market cap on CoinGecko, well, 60 million engaged members is pretty huge, right? I think I remember back in the day, Electronium was maybe, was it up at 1 million or something? Maybe 2 million, 3 million now. I haven't checked the numbers recently, but 60 million here. Free to mine cryptocurrency, of course, on the app. 35 core team members globally. Proprietary revolutionary technology. Pi uses energy light mining method with our crowd scaling KYC solution. And this KYC solution is the problem for me with Pi Network. But of course, a lot of people don't care ultimately, especially if you're around the world. If this is going to make you rich and you're poor, then you don't care. You just want to mine, and you're hoping that it goes to the moon. That's crypto, right? People, that's what they want. Who we are, of course, is Stanford PhDs. They're probably, a little. I'm making conjectures here, but they're probably little crazy Democrat PhDs. They love to control. That's probably why they've gone this route. So PiFest is set to build the next generation of web integrated blockchain. Pi Network officially launched on March the 14th, 2019, Pi Day. So here we are, 6 years later, and March the 14th. Today, the 35 plus core team members building out. That's where they are. So they got here, Pi KYC serves as a core mechanism to ensure true humanity. I mean, this is Democrat bullcrap, right? True humanity. Blah, 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 blah. Give me a bath bag, man. We've had enough of these guys. That's why people voted in for Trump. We're sick of this stuff. And build collaboration into the network. It's just more control, more identity control, right? So they want to know people are real, and they want to have businesses connect, and then they got real people. But man, this it's not DeFi. It's not real, true freedom, and so it's just more stuff there. Hey, but regardless of these fair criticisms, people are in for the money, right? So it's just what it is. People follow the money. You know how it was. It's just like when you have elections. Most of the time, people are voting for the economics, right? Are you going to make me better off economically, rather than vote on particular social issues, which will probably end up being more important, like immigration or something else, right? But it's people. So this is Nicholas Kalakis here. He's the head of technology, and of course this is Ching Diao Fan. These guys are probably raving Democrat lunatics, but hey, it is what it is. They've got a white paper, developers, socials, and support. So this is kind of the background there. So that is the Pi Network. Let's quickly go to the Block Explorer. It has some pretty cool details on Block Explorer. We can see the migrated mining rewards are 7 billion Pi. And we're probably going to see quite a bit of allocation too in this. It does go to corporates, does go to the team. I think the team's got like 20% of the pie. So, I mean, they've instantly become billionaires, haven't they? Let's see where this heads at the moment. I think the turnover is about 800 billion or something. So pretty massive turnover that we're seeing these days. And of course, the big news in 8 hours is, will the Pi Network get a Binance listing? It looks like they've got a bit of a closet one at the moment, but will they get a Binance listing on Pi Day coming up in 8 hours? That's the big speculation at the moment. And of course, that could make the price really hyper rally, as you guys know. And of course, it looks like quite a few of the exchanges have got allocations as well. I think I saw someone say that Pi Network had like I think they had like 5 million Pi allocations, some of these exchanges. So I haven't confirmed that, but I believe that's the case. There's quite a few people out there talking about Pi at the moment. Current locked mining rewards, 5.3 billion. And currently unlocked miner rewards, 1.7. Now, these locked rewards, a lot of them may not even get to market, right? Because they're going to probably get shaved off, because maybe only one in five people are actually, remembered that they were mining Pi. And it's been 6 years, right? And a lot of people in the teams may not even be, caring about getting into their phone every day and mining Pi, right? It's a bit of a pain in the ass. It's the same problem that Electronium had, right, with their online mining app. So we'll see where the lay of the land lands. At the moment, circulating supply is only 7.1 billion, which is the migrated mining rewards. We'll probably get a bit of a jump into this today, because there's only like 8 hours left, and probably people have been trying to KYC themselves to get their Pi allocation, because money talks, right? Money talks, and privacy gets destroyed or something like that. We've got the effective total supply. They're at 10.9 billion. I'm not exactly sure the breakdown from that, but that is they got this R divided by 65%. So I'm not sure why they've got a 65% measure here. But that's probably something you could search out probably reasonably easy. Max supply 100 billion. I don't even know if they're ever going to get ever near that, honestly, with these kind of applications when you're mining on the phone, and you're also relying on other people KYCing themselves. So that's why these lock rewards, we probably won't even see a lot of them. That would be a bullish thing. And some people see it as a negative. It would be a bullish thing, because the supply will be way lower, and therefore people could buy it up and put it into the mining booster, ramp up their mining booster, and that's how it works, right? Control more of the ecosystem, and meanwhile the ecosystem network keeps growing with the businesses. So it seems like a no-brainer. So those are the sort of functions that are going at the moment. You can see all the blockchain transactions. So that is it at the moment. So that you can find that on the website as well. And that moves us over to Pi Network on the big day here, the Pi Network Day. Pi Day, as they say. Open Network PiFest is going to be launching this day. That's big for the business side of the ecosystem from the looks of it. And the KYC deadline is ticking away, about 8 hours to go. The grace period requires both KYC and mainnet migration to be completed by 8 o'clock UTC time on March the 14th to avoid forfeiting most of your Pi, other than the Pi mined within the rolling window of the last 6 months before your Pi is migrated. So a pretty big deal here. It's had 2 million views. I'll repeat that, 2 million views since this got posted on March the 10th. We shall see where it goes, because if you've been in crypto for a while, you will know Pi Network, right? If you've been in crypto, back to at least 2 bull market cycles, you would have heard about Pi Network and Electronium and all these phone apps that are mining. But this looks like the one that's won the day at the moment. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. Now, there'll be a lot of people not even aware, right? They'll be moved on with their lives, and we might get 1 in 5, maybe 2 in 5 at the best. That will be, KYC number times. Now, that doesn't mean that some of the stuff you've got a longer clock for some of this stuff, but you'll just have to wait. If you don't get to this deadline, you just have to wait for ages, and you will lose quite a bit as well moving forward there. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see that. So that is from the team there on Pi Network. I'll post a link to this if you want to check that out. Maybe relevant or not. Don't know how many people here mining Pi. Maybe some people after the show will be mining Pi. Maybe they'll come along and see the video. The Pi Network. That is the link there. We've got Valiant also says, I read that we might all be biomining crypto one day. Smart fabrics and or cyber implants combined with 6G wireless communications. Yeah, they probably radiate us. The Valiant probably radiate us as well. But good insight there. Right, so that is Pi. I think we got through that. I think so. So let's get out of here, and we're going to look at a couple of other things. They've obviously got Pi community spent 6 years building its infrastructure, so building that out. And of course, 20th to 1st of February here, it's got the open network is finally launched, marking the groundbreaking moment for all pioneers with external connectivity now enabling pioneers. That's the people that are mining. There are different levels, like you can upgrade to nodes and other stuff like that. Can engage in transactions beyond Pi ecosystem. Connect with KYB verified businesses. And this is what this PiFest is going to be, right? It's opening up. So all these businesses coming in. It's kind of the market, exploding there. And they access new integrations like centralized exchanges. So being able to connect to other parts of crypto, other networks. Want to explore all the possibilities, go to the Pi mining app home, and you can watch Pi Network Founder. Now, they've also been... They've also got little ads on the phone, right? So if you want to get these little tokens called fire tokens, I think it is, you can watch little ads. You get one fire token, stuff like that. So they've got an internal token there as well. So pretty crazy, and they've got lots of people watching this. So pretty crazy amount of people. And how many views does this have? This had 5.9 million views. This is on the launch day, 5.9 million. So you can see there's a lot of eyes on the old Pi network there. It is basically trade Fi network, but on the blockchain from the looks of it. And it's the KYC is probably the worst thing about it. The best thing about it is huge market. It's going to be a huge network, and it's number 12 on CoinGecko, and people love money. So let's see where it lands on there. It's going to be interesting. So that is our Pi network coverage. That was kind of just an overview, really. Hopefully that was useful for many people that didn't know about it, or maybe they've been mining Pi. And I just saved you from missing out on your Pi if you were going to do KYC. But KYC is pretty brutal. It's a lot of details they want. Mix in the house there. Why wait till the last day? Well, a lot of people do mix. A lot of people forgot about it. They forgot about their mining it, and they forgot all about it. So yeah. Supers, you have a bone to pick. Yeah. Well, you've got to make it. Yeah. Well, we're in DeFi, right? So DeFi really is pure crypto. So I do get annoyed by these KYC centralized stuff. So I think that's fair enough. Max says KYC sucks, but Pi will rock at $2.99. Yeah, I agree with you. That's what I'm saying. Money talks, right? So despite my criticism, which I think is highly valuable, it is the price will talk, right? Money talks. This is crypto after all. So people will trade away their privacy for financial gain. You're absolutely right. So definitely check it out. It could be a huge speculative play as well. Because I don't think a lot of that Pi is going to make it to market. Because people have just forgotten all about KYC. So, yeah. Mix, you got another comment there. Who knew? Yeah, you guys know my view. You go, no, I talk about it all the time, DeFi. I really don't like CeFi and centralized exchanges. Hey, look, there are necessary evils sometimes. Maybe you're after a particular token or you want to route through. I can understand that. But, not your keys, not your coins. And, KYC is not great, right? It's just like going into banks. Banks, you're trying to get away from control of banks and authority. You're trying to get into the free world, right? That's what we all want. True democracy, man. True democracy, freedom on blockchain. All right, and Richard Hart talks about it all the time. So let's get to Richard Hart because he's got some good words to say about these things. And of course, 16 hours ago, he says all the security precautions in the world won't protect your account from an evil admin and someone that hacks someone with admin privileges. So you can decide whether Pi network is like that. You must still be careful with any link you see in anyone's post cryptocurrency was invented to solve these issues of trust. That's the point too, right? That's another point there, Mix. It is what it is, says Mix. That's right. It is what it is. I understand that. But we can still, make fair criticisms on these things. Thanks, Soups. You're most welcome, man. Appreciate your comments. So yeah, that's from Richard Hart, and of course, Richard Hart's been really busy on the X, talking about some cool stuff. And he goes here: 16 hours ago, Bitcoin was invented to remove middlemen. Ethereum further removes the D by letting program more than BTCs mine or send a token maximalism. ETH empowered people to build exchange liquidity, privacy, borrowing, lending, logging in NFTs, tokenization, time locking, options, leverage, etc. And so we got all the stuff in Ethereum, Pi Network's kind of late to the market. Where's its strength? Well, there might be some technological advantages there, but also it's the KYC, right? This regulation, this TradeFi, that's kind of where they've got the big mix there, and they've got this big global reach, right? We'll see where that lands. But we've got all the stuff, smart contracts on EVM chains, right? So it's crazy. And that's why we've seen, Bitcoin value compared to altcoins is because there's altcoin networks and altcoin blockchains, altcoin tokens are booming, right? They just can go infinite, whereas Bitcoin is fixed supply, right? So this comes back to Bitcoin being the gold, right? So we're seeing that here as well. But you can add a lot of value through smart contracts, and we've seen that with the DeFi revolution as well. We got middleman D was still there, hiding a centralized list of tokens, approved tokens, DAOs, and the network edges and exchanges. The last remnant of middleman D's opened source Let's Talk fork around most of these things. The last remaining barrier is regulatory capture at the endpoints. Honest competition or peer-to-peer removal of those middlemen solves the last problem. And of course, he's got here ZKP2P is working on the peer-to-peer solution for on-ramps. This is really the Blue's Clues today. Is this site here? We're going to be talking about that in a minute because he posts that again in a minute. 16 hours says few understand that Bitcoin just lets you mint a token out of thin air or send it to somebody. That's 99.9% of the functions people use. But of course, we know that Bitcoin has scarcity in there, so it's hard to get around that. Check out ZKP2Peer, and we're going to have a look at that because that's where Richard is at Little Blue's Clues today. He says also a secure network with secure trading and a system where anybody can launch a coin for pennies. It's like kindling or waiting for someone to light a match. Pulse Chain is faster, cheaper, and more secure than Ethereum. No centralized validator services, and PLS is more secure because ETH mainnet catches bugs first. PulseX only becomes more rare as there is no inflation and the buy and burn destroys supply every day. We've got EIP 159, remember, and we have a better inflation rate there. Hex inflates on time consumption, proof of weight instead of electricity consumption. Of course, we do have that, but then we have the OA that staked and dropped the yield from 7.5 down to below 2 hex per T-share. And of course, the OA sacrifices acting like a central bank regulator for the certificate deposit of hex. So we've got some interesting, give or take there too. We can make criticisms either side. Pump.tires, of course, code burns Pulse instead of earning fees and dumps them on you. So there we go. Pump.tires, which is Rich Hart's latest platform, burns Pulse instead of earning fees and dumping them on you. So that is, making it black and white for you. One of the advantages of pump tires and how it's burning Pulse even more, in addition to EIP 1599, which it inherited from Ethereum, right? Pretty crazy stuff there. Really good insights. So really great blue clues today from Richard. So just lots of little cool things about how he's tweaking Pulse Chain, making it better. And of course, he's highlighted this ZK peer-to-peer. And of course, we may see something from that coming to Pulse Chain as well. Building a fast, trust minimized, and composable peer-to-peer on and off-ramp protocol, on-ramp to Base, Solana, Polygon, and Ethereum in 60 seconds. Well, obviously, Pulse Chain must be coming pretty soon with this post today. So that's what I'm going to read into that. Let me know what you guys think. So here it's got a little bit of a release here on the 4th of February. We're releasing a version 2, our next iteration of a trust minimized instant off-ramp protocol, on-ramp to USDC, Ethereum, and of course they've got CBIT Bitcoin here as well, and more across any exchange using Venmo, Cash App, Wise, or Revolt. No fees, no extra ID checks, and in under 60 seconds. So, why do you need, a KYC with Pi Network when you can have this beautiful environment on DeFi, but of course, money talks, right? Money talks, and big networks do too. There's a value in big networks. So That's true. Mix says none even mentioned Pi about two supers. What? No, yeah. All right, so that is pretty cool stuff from Richard. Let's see what happens there with that on ramp to Pulse Chain with this particular protocol there. That leads us into Pulse Chain results. How we're doing for time? 1 hour and 4 minutes. So we're going to race through this today. Day 67, 671. Pulse at quadruple 0327, down 5.89%. We got PulseX at quadruple 0286, down 10% today. But a heavy down day for Pulse Chain actually today. The buy and burn at 1.31 trillion and just under that, and 6.59% of PulseX has been bought up and burned. INC is down 11%, $1.68, 51,500. Hex is down at 0.8 of a penny, down 9.6%, and HEX at a quarter of a penny. Combined price for EX and PX just over 1 cent. What a beautiful range to pick up Pulse Chain at the moment. Oh my gosh, what a gift. A gift in the hand is 2 smacks in the face or something like that. We got the gas prices, 1.5 million beats. These have been really volatile. Sometimes we saw them like yesterday popping up into 10, 20 million or something. 1.5 million at the moment. 2 cents for a PulseX swap at the moment. Validators have been climbing. We're at 48,243 validators at the moment. And the bridge, where's that at the moment? Went below 100 million yesterday, remember? Where's that at the moment? Is it going to update? Go bridge. Go bridge. Bridge. Oh, it's not coming up. What the fudge? What the fudge and mudgeon, as we would say. Let's see if we can get that bridge. Come on. Come on, bridge. No, it won't click on. Oh, well, we'll have to leave the bridge, do we? Yeah, error. Sorry about that. No bridge today, but maybe it's over 100 million. I don't know. We'll see. No, it's actually probably down because all the prices are down there. Now let's have a look at the Pulse Chain volume. $40 million, so better volume than yesterday. I think we were like, was that 2 days ago? It was at 22 million or something. We're at 40 million today. 415,000 transactions. That's huge, that number. But we're on a down day, right? We're in a down day, so unfortunately. We do have a few bit of green lights there. So 5 hours ago, we got this new token called Gas Money, probably launched on Pump Tires. That's up 5,000%, 600K liquidity. What? That's pretty crazy. Really? That just launched. I mean, look at this thing. This is an hourly chart. That's pumping there at the moment. So let's see where this goes. 5.4 million market cap, 965K liquidity, 616 makers. I'm not sure who's running this thing. Doesn't have a website. But that is launching there. Oh, well, we'll see where that goes. Is it going to keep going up? We'll see. We've got Die Hard. That's up again. The second day in a row, is it? You earn PDI, right, with Die Hard. And PDI is a really nice discount at the moment. That's up 9.7%. And let's see what that chart's looking like, actually, over the time. I'm bogging myself down a bit here. We've got about 5-10 minutes left, though. That's the chart. So charts, it's pretty much down, but it's had a good day. It was green yesterday. I'm not sure why it's showing red yesterday. But we're at 5.5 cents at the moment, and people earned PDI. What else is going there? What's the volumes on that? We've got PDI volume 1,200. It's not a big volume on there. UFO is up 3%. And we've got this other one here, been around for a year or more, Apine Pulse. And Troper there up 1%. These are on the trending 6 hours. So those are the numbers there at the moment. Let's quickly check out. We're going to check out one of our ones we've been following lately. Let's have a look for it. I think it probably should be on this list. Let's scroll all the way down. Finvestor, but we don't have the right Finvestor pair. We'll go to Pulse pair. Let's see how Finvestor is down. So Finvestor got sold off big yesterday. So it was up at $42. Got sold down all the way to $25. That was a big down day there. That's quite a heavy hit if you bought in at 42, at 25 at the moment. Volume at 115K. Now, remember, you earn Finvestor from this protocol. So that's where it is at the moment. And the volume's definitely tapered off there as well. So where's this going to land? There's really no trajectory there of where it might land. I mean, it's got a bit of support where it is at the moment, but really it looks like it's pushing it on the 25 there. We'll see whether it can hold 25. Did have 25 back here on the first. The next level would probably be somewhere around $10, $11. So that's a long way down from there. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Obviously, a big community there, and we'll see what's happening there. Now, let's jump over to Vox as well. Vox, we were talking about that. That is at 724,000 TVL, so still holding up pretty well there. I think the high got up to about 850, somewhere in that amount. Now we've got the supply of 100. It's hit 100,000 tokens, so the supplies has got up there, and it's got a new metric here to burn there. as well. I think that's brand new, $600 in there now, burn plus V-burn treasury. The yields are still pretty decent. Vox Die is at 3,500%, but they definitely come down, right? So we were probably about 4,500 yesterday, were we? We're at 3,500 now. And some of these peers. What else? We got the new one, right? Which is the new one? We got the V-burn. Let me just see whether I can find that. That launched yesterday. So we were in Discord. That launched live. The V-burn, Vox V-burn. That's at 1,400% at the moment. 2% fee to entry. Its allocation's only 0.2. So just take that into account. And yeah, that's where it's at the moment. And there are some bonuses, though, I believe, for providing LP or something like that, 4x bonuses, which I think where a lot of money's gone in there. You'll definitely have to check the official announcement for that. But that is, you can go to Telegram and find that. And where's the price? Price at $3.91. So definitely got sold down and did roll over a bit. Got up to $8.14. So basically down over half. And there's kind of there's a little bit of support around this range. And so yeah, $3.90. Let's see where it goes. But may very much roll over a bit more. Now we know that there's a related token bull. So we had V-burn, which is going to be burning off this token. V-burn will, volume will be burning. I'm not sure what the volumes are, but that will help burn off. And I haven't checked the price of V-burn and also bull, right? We're expecting bull to come on to pull here as well. We'll see how that goes. But the developer seems to be keep developing, so you can keep track of that on Telegram. And of course, if you're in our Discord, MV is up to skills on that one too in our Discord. All right, let's quickly look at Titanx. Titanx still not found the bottom yet, with obviously a dragging market. Market still being dragged down, looking for that reversal. It's can't be too far away. But we are in this tariff negotiation period, mid March, and we got Titanx here at a ratio of down 5.7%. 10 zeros, 7,500 on the ETH ratio, 6 zeros, 1,400, just below 1,400 on the Titanx there. Yeah, everything's sort of down a little bit there. We've got a little bit of green on the Hyper and Hydra, which are all minted out, and some good value there in Hydra at the moment to be picked up. A little bit red across the board there. The biggest loser today, Flux, down 15%. Matrix down 17, 18% there. Let's see, ORX there had a good day yesterday. That's still at quarter of a penny. 2.5 cents. And what else? Godex down 18%. And it was a bit better yesterday. We had quite a few, double-digit gains on it. Certainly cooled off. Uranus is still doing very well. So this is the one we covered on base chain, and that's doing very well. 2.11x 28. So you've done pretty well in Uranus. That is probably arguably the best performer. I haven't measured them all, but that's doing very well. The first Omni-chain project. We are waiting for Flare. Flare's coming up in 7 days. And of course, we're also waiting for a Bitcoin Genie that's coming up as well soon. That's going to benefit Vault. And of course, I'm looking forward to Wybermex is coming out. It's going to benefit the Tink Farm. That's coming out maybe in a couple of days, but we'll see. They may delay it again, given the market sentiment at the moment. And then, of course, we're looking forward to Taurus from Cryptographics. Those are the 4 coming up there soon as well. And of course, Jake and Eric have been pretty quiet for quite a long time, and the buy and burns are all turned off. So we'll have to wait to see when they decide to pop their head above the water, and we'll see where that all heads as well. All right, so that's an hour and 12 minutes. We did pretty well, and we've got a good audience watching over the 3 YouTube channels. Don't forget to smash the like button, hit the bell as well, share the channel, join the Discord. Links in the description. $12.50. Become part of our community. Everybody that comes in always brings some good, some good stuff, some good spark, and we look forward to it. We're looking to expand the community with a lot of great people, and you can be part of it. So links in the description. Only $12.50 a month. If you do Strategy Club as well, that's $35 a month. That does include becoming a community member as well for free. And we're passing intel in there all the time, and we're only expanding our offering in there too, so it's pretty cool. We've just launched a soft launch for the crypto beginners course. That's 15 videos from intermediate, beginners, intermediate, and advanced. You can check that out as well. It's only $74.99, a one-off fee for that. And definitely check that out. And of course, you can do a one-on-one with me as well. Check that out also. So links in the video description. Hope you guys enjoyed the show today. Man, what a big show it was. It's almost an hour and 15 minutes, and we covered a lot of stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. We really covered some big stuff there. It was a great show. And I do appreciate all the great comments there. Mix coming in there with some awesome comments and questions there. And yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome. So Valiant says, as always, many thanks for all the alpha suit, man. I hope you appreciate it. and there was quite a bit of good news in there too, potentially in the next month or two ahead. We just got to ride out, as usual, in crypto, the volatility. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to catch you on the next one. Bye for now, and I'll see you in Discord. Cheers.